This massive 747-400 is on display at the Delta Flight Museum in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Atlanta International Airport. You're looking at the massive main landing gear. 4 total main landing gears, 2 on the wings, 2 on the body, a total of 16 main tires, and 2 on the nose wheel. The airplane had 4 massive jet engines, about 42,000 pounds of thrust from each engine. This is inside the first class section in the very nose of the airplane. This was one of the many galleys throughout the aircraft that served the up to 450 passengers. This is the old Delta Comfort section. It had extra legroom, and this was before the red branding on the seats that is current today. What I love that the Delta Flight Museum did to this aircraft is they removed everything in this section, all the seats, and they provided a cutaway so you can see this air distribution duct that is below the floor that you sat above but never knew was there. It's amazing. The cutaway lets you see the detail above the ceiling and how much ceiling there actually was above your head that you didn't see. There's 2 cutaways in the floor, and this is the detail below the floor of the fuel tanks. Again, it's just amazing to think that we sat above this and never knew it was there. This is one of my favorite parts of the display, and this is the aft pressure bulkhead. So this is the very aft part of the airplane that is pressurized, and it's basically like a dome, and that is done so that it will take the pressure evenly. And right there is where the pressurization of the tube of the airplane stops, and right next to that is where the crew used to go up for their crew rest for the flight attendants. The wing walk area is pretty cool. What the Delta Flight Museum did is they built a nice walkway around the outside of the airplane so you can get a perspective of this giant wing. You really can't appreciate it until you're out there and you can see just how big this wing and the engines are. Now I'm going to take you to the upper deck. And back here was the galley at one time where the flight attendants prepared the meals. And that was a wall, but they've taken that away and they've made it transparent so that you can actually see how high you are above the main deck. I love this first class section. I've been up here a few times because it was very intimate and private. It was almost like you were on a narrow body airplane because you were separated from the main deck, and you had these great lie flat seats up here in the Delta One section. Now let's go visit the cockpit. The cockpit is huge on this airplane. There of course is a captain's seat, a first officer seat to the right of that, and 2 other jump seats. Keep watching for a cockpit tour, and a wing walk tour. You're going to see a panoramic here of just how big this space is. Behind that door there was a crew rest area as well for 2 pilots to go back and sleep. There's another rest chair, another jump seat. The original 747 that this airplane was based on was originally certified with 3 crew members, a captain, a co-pilot, and a flight engineer. And the flight engineer panel was behind those two seats. And when they made this model, they incorporated most of those controls into that overhead panel that I just showed you. This is an escape hatch that hopefully would never have to be used, but you turn that, open it up, throw the rope out, and climb down. It's pretty high up there. Again, from upstairs, you can see how high this area was above the main deck and the 22 feet across of that main deck. It was just a massive airplane. I really hope you enjoyed this tour of this 747 located at the Delta Flight Museum. Again, if you ever have a layover in Atlanta and you've got some extra time, it's worth maybe taking a cab, Uber, over here and checking it out. Admission's not that expensive. And you can spend a few hours here getting up close and personal with some really cool airplanes like this 747.